So we're here to listen to our CEO. So with further ado, please help me welcome our fantastic CEO to our stage. I will give him the introduction. So I'd like to welcome each one of you to the Tuesday Forensic Networker call. And we have our CEO, Ramin Mesgarlo, on this call. Ramin Mesgarlo built four multi-million dollars LMM businesses as a distributor from 1990 to 2003. He founded MLM's most advanced MLM university, the Forensic Networker, in 1999. He founded MLM's premier and most prestigious MLM company in 2005, voted world's top MLM compensation plan expert in 2010. He's featured in the Networking Times as the Master Networker in 2011. He's featured on the cover of American Business Journal with Warren Buffett in 2013. He's voted the world's #2 all-time LMM, businessforhome.org in 2014. He's nominated for the Ernest and Young Entrepreneur of the Year in 2015. He's voted in the MLM's first entry Hall of Fame with Paul Zane Pelzer and in 2016. Was he born with special talents? No. We all start at the same place, but some of us decide not to stay there, keep evolving. Ramin Mesgarlo, aka the Forensic Networker. Sir, please take your stage.
Thank you very much, Monica. I will not forget that.
Thank you.
So, right, having said that, Charlene, you're on the call. Why aren't you hosting this call, the young lady? Now, here's my shot at our Dominica leader over there. You'll be on next month, there, young lady. You're gonna have to come so people can see the contracts there, if there is any. All right, thank you so much. I'm proud of you for doing this. Monica from Ottawa, the city where the whole thing started, almost 19 years ago. Almost 19 years ago. So just getting ready, everybody. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about some MLM myth. MLM myth. I find, MLM is one business that people will do everything they can to beat themselves. It sounds very strange, but it's true. They'll do everything they can to lose. And they do things they would not do in any other type of activity. They would not do these mistakes in any other type of business. But when it comes to this type of business, that gives you tons of opportunity. And let me put this back here. They will do things they would not do with any other form of business. And no one can explain why. So sometimes people have expectation, and I said, well, would you have this expectation if you had a job? No. Would you behave like this if you had a job? No. Would you treat a traditional business this way? No. Yet everything you would not do for inferior types of income generation, you would do it here. And then you say, well, I don't know why it's not growing fast enough. I mean, some examples of that. Do you go a week without showing up to work? No. Doesn't matter if it's part-time, right? What happens if you don't go to work for a week? Well, you probably won't have that job. When you don't have that job, does it still pay you? No. Well, at least in here, when you don't get paid, you don't lose your job. At least here, when you don't get paid because you didn't do anything, you don't lose your progress because you still got your team. At least here, it's possible that once you're deep enough and built enough, that when you don't work, you actually do get paid, even though you don't work. Do you get that choice with job? No. it's possible in a traditional business, but if someone else is doing your work, then you're paying them to do your work so you can make money, right? Here, do you pay anybody to? No. They just work and you get paid. So we have all the advantages here. You don't do anything that you would do in an inferior method of making money, a job or traditional business. You treat inferior ways of making money much better, with a lot more respect than this method of making money, you're opulent small. It doesn't make sense, right? I mean, you got to admit, it doesn't make sense. Everything I'm saying is true, okay? And then all of a sudden, it doesn't make any sense, yet you do it. So it's important that we understand and acknowledge and a couple of some basic things, which is that if you only treat it this way, you should treat better because of the opportunity that's here. But if you just treated this business because you're the boss, if you give just the same respect as an inferior method of making money, which is the job, give the same respect, you'll be a millionaire here. Guaranteed. You'll be a millionaire here. If you gave it the same respect, which means you're sick or not, good mood or not, demotivated or not, you show up to work like you do in a job, right? You don't wake up in the morning and say, oh, I'm motivated to go to a job. Nobody does that. Nobody's that motivated to go to a job. They just get up and go to a job. They don't like it, they still go to a job. It's a routine. They just go to a job. They just go to a job. And you talk to somebody in this business, well, I haven't done a lot. Why? Because I'm not motivated. What's that got to do with anything? What's motivation has anything to do with this? It's work. Get the work done. Just do the work. So here we are again. We're treating this differently than a job. You don't need motivation to go to a job. You get up and go. But somehow you need motivation to do this job just because you're the boss, just because you keep all the profits, just because it gives you everything a job doesn't give you. So why do you need motivation? Just do the work. Get up and do the job. Make a schedule like a job. Find a boss like a job. It's called the MO box. Get it done. Just do it. It's work. You don't need to be motivated. It's work. Just do it. So today I thought we would talk about some myth about MLM, some myth about how you build a successful business. And I'm going to be very, very blunt about this. Very blunt. I have no filters, guys. You already know that already. And I have to be that way. That's how I understand it. That's how I get it. That's how I understood it. And I find it's the best way. I don't think politics play insincerity. I think politics play in politics. Right? If you're sincere, it's not the delivery that counts. It's the substance that counts. It's the information that counts. And I think most people, although they like to hear things nicely, but that doesn't really work well for them. Something has to interrupt their pattern of thinking. Somebody has to interrupt. Tony Robbins says, you want to get somebody's attention? Interrupt their pattern. That means bring them off their element. That means give them something not used to. That means take them out of their space if you want to get their attention. Interrupting their pattern. So being really nice and diplomatic about things doesn't do that. I'm not saying be really rude. No, I'm not doing that. But you just have to be impactful. That's a good word. Impact. Something that, you know, it gets your attention. Let's talk about the first concept that's a myth now. Maybe it wasn't a myth 30 years ago. I've been questioning this now, even myself, because I used to say this all the time. When I first got into MLM 35 years ago almost, my teachers told me, work hard for 5, take the next 50 off. Sounds nice. Work hard for 5, take the next 50 off. Sounds really, really nice. And I took that to heart. And I think taking that to heart is a reason why I became successful. Because who doesn't want to work for 5, take the next 50 off? I mean, people always told me, because I worked all the time, Remy, you must love working. No, it's the opposite. I hate working. That's why I work so hard, so I don't have to do it for the rest of my life. You know, if I love working, I never want to give it up. You know, it's the opposite. I hate it so badly. I just want to work so hard, so I don't have to work it for the rest of my life. You know, no, at that time, of course, I wasn't thinking to start my own company. I was having a time of my life like you guys are. You know, I love MLM. I mean, you guys have time freedom. You know, you can get financial freedom, but you have full control. You can have all that stuff, right? I don't have one of your jobs. I actually got a job, and I don't get the choice that I'm getting home at this time. What time is it? 9:14 p.m. I just got home, walked through the door, and I've been there for a good 14 hours today. And I'm on the phone with you, right? And after this, I'll probably doing some research on something that I'm doing. But the point is this. But even for you guys, like I used to think, okay, this is a really good concept, 550 concept. It's either that's not true anymore for the last 10 or 15 years, or it was never true, and I just didn't know any better. But it worked well for me. I loved it. It became a target for me. It motivated me. I think it's a fantastic line. I think what's more true, and I think it's the proper way, and I think it's the fair way, I think is work hard for 5 and benefit from it for the next 50. So I think that's a much better concept because for a couple of reasons. One of them is I don't think it's possible for most people. It can happen. It happened here. It can happen. But for most people, especially now, 35 years ago, was a lot less companies operating here. Now there's a lot of e-commerce businesses. There's a lot more. Plus, you got these Ponzi schemes that just, distract people, right? People can't tell the difference between one or the other, so they go wasting 3 or 4 years doing 10 Ponzi schemes, and until they finally find a good one, because people never actually learn anything when they make a mistake. They make the same mistake over and over again. They don't need to be making the same mistake over and over again, but they do anyways, because never actually people don't learn from their mistakes, right? If you do Ponzi scheme one time and it failed, then you should be questioning why did it fail, and the vital signs are there. Then you won't make the same mistake twice. But that's not what happens. Somebody joins a Ponzi scheme, they join the Ponzi scheme again and again, they never learn anything. And when I say that, I don't mean every single one. I'm just kind of generalizing, but most people, right? So the 550 rule, I think for most people, they need more than 5 years now, the way the market is, the last 10 years. There's a lot of competition out there, especially post-pandemic. Everyone's going online now, right? So second, it really doesn't matter that even if you get there, some of you will get there, right? Some of you will get there. But it doesn't matter. It's not for you to say, okay, well, I reached my targets, so I should just retire and just collect a check every Tuesday for the rest of my life. It's wrong. It's wrong. You need to give back to the people who's making it for you. Remember, there's a lot of people working, and they're paying you, and you want to make sure that you're there for them. be paid back. It's just right. And the concept of quantum physics, right? Give and receive, every action has equal and opposite reaction. Give and receive. Quantum physics, the law of nature. So this idea, so that's what I think a lot of people fail, organizations fail, because they just got a really bad concept of, well, I got into MLM, so I don't have to work and get paid. I don't think that was ever true. So sounds good. Technically, yes, you go through weeks of not doing anything and you get paid. That is true. Can you do this for a long period of time and not suffer? It can only happen if you have some really good, strong lieutenants already planted. And then that means you're very irrelevant in the organization. That's not even a good place to be, but it can happen that you get paid no matter what, because you got some very strong people who are just crushing it. Yes, it can happen. Should it be that way? No. Should you be irrelevant? No. You should always be the. So a couple of reasons. One of them is, I think people initially, everybody wants money, right? Because why? Because you have some debts. You want to try some nice things, nice places, nicer home, kids to Harvard, retire their parents, whatever, right? But once you've done that, money becomes less significant. Once you've got everything you want, you need, you got some money in the bank, you have choices, you got life's full menu, you're able to do pretty much what you want to do, money becomes a lot less significant. Other things become more important, like recognition. Being able to be on the stage, 5,000 people, and you're the leader, and you're the person everyone talks about. If you're an MLM and no one's edifying you, it's just not what MLM is all about. You're not doing what you should be doing. MLM is all about recognition. MLM is about, as Zig Ziglar puts it, give enough people what they want, and you will get what you want. Not the other way around. Give enough people what they want, and you will get what you want. And by giving enough people what they want, we change a lot of lives. And that's when you get the recognition. Trust me, when you're making 50 grand a month, money is less important to you than when you're making $500 a month. You will be looking for other things. That's why people like the ranks, the pins, the recognition. I don't know if somebody said this. I don't remember who it was. I don't want to get credit for it. I read it somewhere years ago. It said a soldier will not sell you his life for any riches, but he will give it to you for a medal or, recognition. Remember the Purple Hearts, and they got all these things they got here, all the wars I've been to. So you can't tell someone that sell me your life, die for money. Everybody would say no. But they will go jump on a grenade, right? For a medal or recognition. So if you think you're going to come and juice an MLM program, just take out money, it's a very hollow. First of all, what happens? You will never reach your full potential. Whatever income level you're at, whether it's 200 a week or 2,000 a week or 20,000 a week, if you're doing it without your input, and deep down inside, you really have very little to do with that, you can never feel fulfilled, and you never reach your full potential. Never. Sometimes people say, well, I'm making 1,000 a week, so I'm in good shape. That's all I need. That's all I need. Okay, that's pretty silly. If you reach $1,000 a week, that means you got enough bones in that structure to make it 10,000 a week. But because you decided that's all you need, you shut down everyone else's dreams in your organization, because they see you not they look at your MO, right? They look at your MO, method of operation, and they say, well, I guess that's the right way of doing things. Not get on calls, not call them, not thank them, not welcome them, not do meetings, not lead, don't know anything, right? Well, if that person can make it like that, I guess I'll be fine. You will never reach your full potential. So this 550 deal is part of that, where, okay, well, I've already put in my 5 years. Now, if we want to have fun with this, well, take a look at those 5 years. Let's see, what did you really actually do in those 5 years? How consistent were you really on those 5 years? You know, somebody said, who was it that said this? How you do anything is how you do everything. And so if you're not doing anything now, if you take a close look at those 5 years, maybe you had some spots in there, but look, I've done this for 35 years. This is me. This is my MO. I only know one way to be. This is it. And I look at Renee. There's only one way for him to be. That's it. Right? So I guess my point on this 550 rule is build it to meet your full potential. This wasn't supposed to be a job. Build it to a point that you could create enough wealth that if something was to happen, you've built something nice for you and your family. You know, and by doing that means you have to have set up a high target for yourself. Say a target $1,000 a month, it can happen pretty quickly here. Or a week, it can happen pretty quickly here. But is that really a lifelong cushion you need? No, because you probably kind of spend it all. You know, it's like a job where you kind of live on that. The important part about this is you don't need to work 10 times harder to make 10 times the money. It's not a job. You're not trading time for money here. Maybe you have to work 25% harder and you make 10 times the money. That's a beautiful part. You can't get that in a traditional business. You're still trading time for money. So I think the foundation should be, work out for 5. And you can coast for the next 50. It's like a jumbo jet, right? 747 goes on a runway, and you hear the engine spool up and finally push on the brake, the engine spool down, and then it starts, right? And it goes at 160 miles an hour, starts to lift the nose, and it goes up to 35, 45,000 feet, and then it balances out, right? So that's the first 5 minutes of full in, right? And after that, next 8 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours, it's coasting. Still going, still running, it's still attentive, it's still there, right? But it's not pedal to the metal, so it's still managing the whole thing. I think that's a good analogy for MLM, where you have to be there. You have to manage it. You have to contribute. Sometimes there's turbulence, right? You got to manage all of that. There's some people around you that you need to manage, flight attendants, in this case, your leaders. When I say the word manage, doesn't mean you're the boss. You're not the boss. Hopefully, you are most qualified. That's what I mean by managing. Hopefully, you're the most qualified to be able to manage, because you got the rank, you got the pen. Hopefully, you didn't get that by chance. Hopefully, you build it. You duplicate yourself, your effort. You put a bunch of other people that respect you, to follow you. So I think we should fix the foundation. This idea. I got into MLMs, I don't have to work and get paid. That whole thing doesn't make any sense to me. It's called leverage. Leverage means getting paid on other people's effort. But that's one portion of the MLM concept. There's many other portions, including there are laws in place saying that if you don't support your team and help them grow, you're not entitled to a commission check. Those are actually, it's called a supervisory rule. It's actually laws in countries. And the reason why these laws exist is because they don't want somebody to go and make a pitch to get people to invest, and then they get a commission and they disappear. If I'm sitting with you and I said, come into my company, I'm going to build with you, that means I'm with you. Not come and invest, I get a commission and you're on your own. If you told that to people on the day that they came to the opportunity meeting, hey, listen, Monica, join tonight, spend the 1900, I'm going to get 350 and then you won't see me again. Would you join? Would you launch?
No. Nope.
We never say that in the meetings though, do we, right? We say, come join our team, let's build. And it's true. Then that's the concept, and you have to live up to that. You have to live up to that. And that's what makes MLM so beautiful. This concept is just so beautiful. It's just so pure. It's just so fair.
Yeah.
If we just stuck to the basic principles of the industry, the core, give enough people what they want, you get what you want. So people who don't understand the industry, they say some dumb things like, yeah, well, I want to build a team so I can retire. Okay. Let me tell you what retirement is in MLM. Maybe you didn't understand that part. Let me give you a story. I got into MLM in 1990. And I worked really, really hard. I was 20 years old. And it took me 14 or 15 months to start making about 5,000 a month. Wasn't a lot, but it was okay. It's 1991. 5,000 a month is good money. I'm 21 years old. So I called my upline very excited. Hey, Piero. Hey, man, I'm going full-time. I'm still in the restaurant. I'm going full-time. I was excited to tell him how I'm going to go full-time. And he says, yeah, congratulations. He was a multimillionaire in that company. He says, congratulations, you just retired. I said, no, you didn't hear me. I'm going full-time, man. No more part-time. I'm going full-time. I'm going to crush this thing. I'm going to build this thing. And he listened to that. And he says, good, congratulations. You just retired. Like, man, you're not listening to me. I'm not retiring. I'm going full-time. And then he just says calmly, he said, Ramin, I'm listening to you. But you don't understand what MLM retirement is. MLM retirement is when you get to choose when to work and with whom to work. That's retirement. Because those are the choices you don't get in the job. Those are the choices you don't get in a traditional business. You see, the retirement in MLM business is not the same retirement as a job. And thank God for that. Because what does a retirement in a job or a pension get you these days? Not much.
Yeah.
Not much. A retirement in an opulence pension plan or MLM pension plan, that's a good retirement. I think the best pitch I saw, this has evolved over time. I think it was from Amway. Their pitch now is, granddaddy of all MLM companies, right? And this is their pitch, and I think it's the best pitch. So work for 40 years in MLM, in Amway, and retire with a 6-figure pension plan. Sounds great, because you put 40 years in the job, you're not going to get a 6-figure pension plan. That sounds great, So it probably will take 40 years with Amway. It's a tough program, it's a slow program, it's an old program. They got 6 million distributors. But, I can see with Opulence in 10 years, you retire with a 6-figure pension plan. That is a good plan. If all I have to do after that, just manage and be active and attentive, just like autopilot on the 747. And that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And I have a lot of friends and family, and I'm beginning recognized, and I'm changing lives, and my stories inspiring people. That's the dream life. So this 550 plan, I think it should be work hard for 5 and benefit for the next 50. I love the 10 pension plan. I mean, I don't think we need 40 in our company to get a 6-figure plan, So I mean, I appreciate what Amway is doing because they want to really say, look, I mean, their point is you're working 40 anyways. You're going to do the 40 anyways, and you'll be broke. It's going to happen. So do 40, 40, do 40 Amway, 40. And then this pension goes nowhere, but here you're going to end up with a 6-figure pension plan. So I think it's a great pitch. And I think with our company, we can, with confidence, tell people, your 10-year opulence pension plan is going to be a 6-figure plan. And that's going to be a lot better than your 40-year job pension plan. They already know that's true because they're going to look around them. People who are on pension, their parents, how much money are they making being on a pension? They see the struggle. We can all look around and see people on pension. What type of struggle are they living it up? They're not living it up, right? You're having a really, really hard time. So, all right. We're only on the first one. Well, we had some fun with this one. So the second thing is, again, I talked about earlier how people will do everything to take themselves out of the game. They do everything wrong to take themselves out of the game. They say all the wrong things. They think all the wrong things to get themselves out of the game. And it's like they're rooting themselves to fail. So, and here's one. And this one is not really their fault, though, because it's just lack of knowledge. Is that we get paid for selling products and recruit people. So this is the mentality. We get paid for selling products and recruit. And although although in practical terms that's true, but that's not really why we get paid. And there's a big difference. And once you understand the difference, then you will not get demotivated. See, if you think you're going to get paid for selling products, and if you're not selling a lot of products, and you're demotivated and you quit. If you think we get paid for recruiting people and you can't recruit a lot of people, then you get demotivated and you quit. Right? But that's not why we get paid, thankfully. Thankfully, we get paid for one thing and one thing only. We talk about this in forensic a lot, and that's to doing tours, doing presentations. You do product tours, show the products, open a briefcase, and you do presentation of the business, the tours of the business, open your dream book, and you just read away and show the presentation book. So we present the product and the business, and what happens, one of 3 results will happen. One result, they buy your product, they become a customer. Second result, there's only 3 results. Second result, they actually love it so much, they become your business partner. And the third result, they're not interested. And 2 of the 3 is positive. Actually, all 3 is positive. Just the 2 of 3 is, is better than the other. And no is a positive. Why? Because there's 8 billion people in the world, and they're not going to waste our time. We have a lot of people we need to talk. We only got so much time in our lifetime to actually talk to people. And we want to be talking to as many people as possible, So a good answer is yes or no. A bad answer is call me next week. And we just wasted a week. Give me a no. Give me a no now. And Jim Rohn says it's funny. He goes, God bless him. He says, Monica, I have a business proposal for you. And 7 out of 10 say no to it. And I know you're one of my 7 saying no, so I'm just going to tell you, so it could be one of my 7, so I can find the 3 that says yes. I was like, what makes you think I'm one of the 7 that are going to say no? Maybe I'm one of the 3 that say yes, right? So he just plays it that way. Is it, 70% say no. So you're one of the 7 anyway, so I'm just going to tell you what it is, and you could be check mark one of the 7. So that was his. So he didn't give a presentation. Right? Nobody wants to be the no. Like, what do you mean by that? So the point is this. You have to understand that your DMO is based on you doing presentations. We call them tours. Even the tour is very, very appropriate for our business. Got so many nice products and lines and stuff. Give me a tour of opulence. I mean, this is beautiful, right? You have a presentation book. If you don't have a presentation book, you don't have a business, guys. I'm telling you, I've been saying it forever. We give you the PowerPoints in your welcome kit. How easy is that? We give you so what you have to do, that's your base. You take your PowerPoint, you put plastic inserts, you get a nice folder, and you're loaded with articles and newspapers and pictures of the upline and convention pictures and all the bonuses and all this stuff, right? You just load it up, make it a dream book, and then just take people through that. Then every coffee shop is a tour night for you, right? Every park bench is a tour night for you. It's mobile, it's simple, it's duplicatable. So the number 2 myth is we get paid for selling products or recruit people. No, we get paid for one thing, and that's doing presentations, doing tours. And the good news is once you go through the day and you've done your tours, it's a good day. Because there's only 3 results. Customer, distributor, not interested. They're all good. Now, if you're really, really weak, you're not getting any result because they're not telling you they're interested, they're not buying anything, and they're not saying they're not interested. That is so, but you can work on that, right? If you become a strong presenter, when you're a strong presenter, the prospect understands that you expect an answer. The good news is most people, when they look at our business, it's a nice looking business. Come on, it's a beautiful business. What's a not to like?
Right.
The products, the retirement, the money. What's a not to like? The reason why people don't make a decision right away is a couple of reasons. It has nothing to do with business. So when you show the tour to somebody, people look at 2 things. Number 1, what's the business? And we know the business is nice. The second part is why people don't actually get in or they delay things. It's how you do the business. Nobody looks at Opula and says, well, I don't like what I see. There's nothing not to like. We're in fashion business. It's a fun business. We're in the health business. We're in a money-making business. What's there not to like? Beautiful website. What's there not to like? That's not the reason why we won't get in. Why we won't get in is part 2. It's how you do the business. Because people look at that and say, oh, okay, looks nice, but I'm not like him. I'm not like her. Because you did something wrong. You made it too complicated. You're either too slick, and they say, well, I'm not like him. Or you did some drastic, you don't know anything. Like you don't present yourself well. You showed up looking like $5, not opulence, right? You didn't take care of yourself. You were not on time. You're not prepared. You didn't actually read this thing. You didn't build your like and trust. So at the end of the day, guys, right? You have to, so once you know that, you have a nice business that everybody wants, at least to be a customer or be reseller. Some of the times people, customers actually become resellers because they like it so much, they buy the company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even the ones who are not interested, sometimes they come back a year later, 3 years later, all of a sudden they're interested because they know somebody else that got results on your product, or maybe they joined another company and they didn't like the company, but they kind of like the concept now. And all of a sudden your business looks appealing, where before it didn't look appealing. So these are just the basic things. Now, there's a big difference in the attitude here. If you're going in to recruit, if you come into Opulence to recruit and sell products and you struggle a bit, then you get demotivated. Sometimes the result is not even bad. Like I know, the reason why I created a forensic system is because sometimes my mandate was, I was full-time. My mandate was to make a minimum, on an average, minimum 50 calls a day. So sometimes I'll do 100, 150, sometimes I'll do 20. But my mandate was 50 at the end of the year. Forensic Box tells me what my average was, right? So the reason I created the system is because sometimes I could make all these calls. I had a good day, but a bunch of appointments and all this stuff. And I had this one call at the end of the day. That guy says, "Oh, this scam, go fly a kite or something." Like, he'd just be really, really rude. And all of a sudden that ruined my day. Although I had a pretty good day. I have all the appointments, but then this one guy just, ruined my day. Right? So the whole thing about the forensic system is that I don't look at results. So I would say in forensic, don't become result oriented. Become process oriented. Because when you do the process, the result will come. You only have 3 results. There's no 4. The 4th result is no result at all because you didn't do it right. Right? But if you do it right, I'm assuming you as a professional, you do it right, you either got a customer, you either got somebody join your team, or they're not interested. So we need to focus on the process to get one of the 3 results. And when you go through the process, you cannot be demotivated. You did your job, regardless of the results. But if you're going in with a mindset, I got to record the sale, especially some people, they need money and well, I got to make this much. They actually make a good progress. They had a good day. Maybe they sold a couple of bottles and maybe you have some good prospects. But because they need more money, then they get demotivated because they try to solve life's problem in a week, in a month, right? With opulence, with MLM, we want to solve the next 10 years problem, not the last 10 years problem, right? So as we do that, we solve the current and the previous problems, but we want to solve the next 10 years problems. And this business allows you to do that. So number 2, get paid for selling, get paid for doing tours. Get out and just do it. Nike, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Result will come. Selling a product is a result. It's not a process. It's a result of a process, and the process is tours. So you didn't get paid for selling the product. You got paid for doing the process, which is doing tours. If you didn't do the tour, there would be no result. If you didn't do the tour, there would be no sale. So if you didn't get paid for selling the product, you got paid for the process, doing the tour. When you recruit somebody and they make you money in the commissions, that's not why you got paid. You got paid because you did the process, you did the presentation, they decided to join you. And that's why you get paid. It's the process that paid you, not the recruitment. So now you're focusing on the process. All right? Now you're not demotivated anymore. Just get up and do the process. So you be process oriented, not end result oriented. What time is it? 9:45. Let's do one more. Now this one here should be pretty easy going, like easy to, doesn't really require training, but I find more and more it requires to be a training. We used to say in those days, dress for success. And in my days, 35 years ago, people actually dressed up. Like they dressed up for everything. These days, I don't know what's going on. Like people show up to meetings and they're not dressed up, and they, like even our own people who should know, they come to events and they're not dressed up. So if you run into Ramin, me, the CEO, right? You run into me, and it's happened to me many times. It still happens to me. So, say on the weekend, I'm not dressed up. I'm going to the track with the car, whatever, And now, although even the casual stuff that I wear is fairy stuff, right? It's actually nice. But it doesn't matter if the track pants is, I have a track pants actually $6,000, but it doesn't really matter. People look at that and it's not really dressing for success. It really isn't. Because people will respect you because you look different than they do. People will respect you because they want to be like you. If you're already like them, there's no inspiration there. You only inspire people because they want to be like you. But if they already got your track pants and they got, I don't know, jeans and they got regular shirts and they got, if you're like them, then they can't follow that. They're already there. Right?
Yeah.
Especially on tour night, especially on tour day, you meet with people, you dress, and we've made it really easy for you in this company. We are a fashion company. Like we've made it really easy for you here. You get the stuff for basically free because your smart buys that you do, you would have to do it anyways, and you would still have to look good. In this case, you can use your smart buy to look good. With any other MLM company, you still have to do your smart buy. You still have to buy the stuff. outside because they don't sell their stuff. They don't make the stuff. In this case, you could use your smart buy, which, by the way, tax deductible, and you can buy your stuff to look great. And you want to look great. I'm telling you, if they can't respect you, people respect you two ways. Unfortunately, the very first is how you look. They read the book by its cover. Guarantee. It is what it is. It is what it is. Well, that's not right. Okay, it's not right, but that's what it is. Right? They will read the book by its cover. Now, once the cover looks good, then they dig into the book to see what the content is. But if the book cover doesn't look good, then they won't even dig in to find the content of the substance. If I go to a library and there is a book there with a bunch of cartoons, it looks like it's for 3-year-olds or whatever, do I even pick the book to see what's inside of it?
No.
That's how. Listen, the fact of the matter is, most people have self-esteem problems. They do. They don't tell you that. They do, right? So when they come and look at a business like Opulence and they like it, everything is nice. Part two, how you do the business, right? Now, if you do everything right and you look good, you smell good, you dress good, you know your stuff, you know what they're thinking? Well, I don't know this yet, but he's pretty sharp. She's pretty sharp. I'm impressed. To feel that strength, right? People will perceive you through strength. They'll follow you through strength. I want to follow her. I want to follow him. I like the business. I want to follow him. He knows his stuff. She knows his stuff. I'm in. But you come to a tour. You look like $5. Don't know your stuff. You're not wearing your stuff. You don't look like you're wearing your stuff or using your stuff, right? And all of a sudden, two things will happen. One, I don't know. That's the type of person I want to get into business with, right?
Yeah.
Like and trust. Those are two main things before the tour. Or worse, they like the business a lot, but just don't want to join you. They'll find someone else to join with. And I've seen this happen 35 years in this industry. They'll go find somebody else to join with. One of the companies I was with was my first company I was with. It was kind of funny. This was a big story there. We were on the stage to get our award, and they brought two people on, one and on the stage, and they both got the National Marketing Director Awards. It was a man and a woman. And the story, why it was a big story, was this. They're both from Canada. They were both winning the same National Marketing Director Award in different teams. Cousins. First cousins. One would not join the other because they didn't think the person was serious. So went and joined somebody else. Different teams. First cousins, both getting awards. And when we talked to them afterwards, I said, yeah, but when you called me, look at you, you were a mess. Like you want me to make an investment into something and you didn't look like you were going to go anywhere in that business. No, she ended up getting there. Took her longer than he did in half the time. But doesn't matter. Well, my point to you is that people do have self-esteem problems, but if you look like you got it together, they'll just follow you. And you know that to be true because some of you guys have strong like and trust with people. This part happened to you already. You call them about the opulence of the product and the person says, I'll buy it right away. I'll buy it. Bring it to me. And then join me. I'll sign up with you. Without even seeing it. You know why? Because you have like and trust with them. They know you and say, if you think it's good, I accept it. And boom, right? This happens, right? Hey, yeah, is it good? Okay, I'm in. Because you got that like and trust. They haven't even seen the business or the product yet, right? Because you have that credibility. Now, if you don't know somebody, you don't have that credibility, you don't have that like and trust, They're going to read the book by its cover, right? Dress for success. It's an old philosophy. It worked back 35 years ago. It works today. It's going to work 35 years from now. And unfortunately, I see even some of the veterans that should know better have slipped in that department. And in our business, we're in the fashion business, there's no excuses. Before we had health products, we made it a habit of going, if we go to a meeting in some country, you know, and we look at the room and we see who's like our members. People were afraid to show up to an Uplands meeting wearing in some heirloom, something they got from grandma or something. They were very up head to toe, and they were polished up head to toe. If we nailed somebody wearing something in some old gold piece or something, oh, I swear my grandmother gave it to me. So that's why, like, they had to explain why they were not wearing their own stuff. And it was so much fun. People loved it. They felt amazing about it. People would say, I never looked so good. People around them would tell me, what's happened to you? You look amazing. You look younger. People felt amazing because the culture of opulence was different than what they were used to. They would dress up to come to a meeting. Next thing you know, they're doing it more often. Next thing you know, that's them. They got this new version of them that's very opulent. So I think I had a bunch of them here. I think we went to the third one. We'll leave it at that. Hope you got value out of this. If you got value out of this, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, comment what you learned about it. It's going to be loaded tomorrow. And yeah, let's grow this channel, and let's grow the exitlab.io on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. Go comment, like all of them. Let's build up this token community, because hey, you're gonna own that token. You want to make more money, right? Go. So you're building. It's building you, right? You're gonna own some of this stuff. So hey, let's go. It doesn't cost anything. Like, comment, share. Let's build a community. Let's build a token. Let's build up your wealth. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Our CEO, do you have any last words to add before we end this call?
The only thing I need to say is that we're only going to have one launch for Exit. Just one. Don't miss this. If you don't understand it, call the upline. The good news is we've made it simple. You just have to accumulate some. That means you own some. How do you own it? Similar to OC. You know how to do that, shopping credit, it's the same thing. Call the company, call your upline, and make sure that if you do it before the 7th, you have a build assist that gives you some bonuses. So take the bonuses. It's like we giving you free shopping credits or free OC. Just make sure that you understand it. There's only one launch later this month. 7th, your bonus finishes. I'll get another bonus, so try to do before that. On the 12th is when you get to convert it, your OC that you bought into Exit. This will be on an app and a website, both of them available. Very simple to do. You just basically log in, you change, it shows how much OC you have. You say convert it to Exit, and that's it. It's very simple. You just have to worry about right now having enough OC, opulence currency, so when you log in, you can convert it. So the only thing you have to do is buy some OC if you want to accumulate Exit. Other than that, good night, everybody.
Actually, there are a couple questions. And
Sure.
Before we get to that, I wanted to ask my own questions. Is there a minimum that you need to buy?
No.
Does it matter even if you put 100, like, does it matter?
Anything,
No.
doesn't matter.
Okay. And the second question is, after the accumulation period is over, you can no longer get the OC?
No,
to
you
convert
can.
to?
You can. No, you can. Okay, so the time sensitivity is that once the 12th happens, on the 12th, we're going to take orders in order of priority. So you can always buy Exit a year from now, but you won't be at this price, right?
Okay.
Because we're starting as 1 penny, and then based on buy pressure, there is more buying, the price goes up. If there's sell pressure, that means more people selling, price will go down. Since nobody has exit, there's only one way to go, right? There's nobody have it to sell it. So there's a lot of buying happening. The price most likely will go higher. So once the launch is finished, which is later this month, but really on the 12th is when you need to focus on. I guess it doesn't matter anymore, right? It's good that you early enough, but you only have, right now you guys are on a pre-launch phase, right? So you have an advantage over people who will come in next week or next month or next year or 10 years from now. So you're on a pre-launch, that means you're getting it at the lowest price possible. If we anticipate this token to do what others have done that we know, and the others that have done things, is they don't have any use case like this. There's nothing like this. Some of these things have gone up astronomically. So we're saying, just in case that happens to us, this is the time to make sure you accumulate some exit.
Okay. Thank you for that. So let me go into the questions. So, Ramin, is it better to buy coin now or on the rush December 12th?
So no, the 12th, you won't be able to. So here's what happens. On the 7th is when your promotion ends. So get your OC now, get some bonuses, free stuff, right? Between 7th and 12th, you can buy OC, but there's no bonus. So might as well do it before 7th. But if you have to do it after that, that's fine. You can buy it.
Yeah.
On the 12th, you can still buy OC. But what we're doing is you don't get the bonus. On the 12th, you get a chance to convert your OC into exit. At 10 o'clock in the morning, everybody rushes in, convert, and our software will determine who came in first, right? 10, 10, 1001, 10. So when we're launched on the exchange, which is a few weeks later, we're going to go based on the order of priority, how the exit orders was placed. First come, first serve. With every purchase, most likely, the price goes up a little bit higher. So it's good you want to make sure that your orders are placed as much as possible. Now, pretty much everybody who comes in that day, we're very lucky, although some will get it cheaper than others. Once we go public, most thousands of people are now coming in. It's still good for them comparing to what it would be a year from now, 5 years from now. But you guys are in a pre-launch phase. It's not even launched yet. So this is why it's important on the 12th that you be prepared to do the exchange. You can always add later on too. You can always add at later date, whatever price that is.
Okay, so let me go to the next question. Thank you for that. Not sure whether or not this is a question, but OC to exit page is down.
No, we don't allow you to do it now. That's why you have to do it till the 12th.
Okay. So that's answered. I can't exchange mine. Oh, that's the same person. Okay. So OC is available for purchase until December 7th at 11:59 p.m.
No, it's going to be available even after that, but you just don't get the bonus. The build assist, the one you just showed, the build assist is the one. If you want to bring that back up on the screen, the build assist is what's going to end on the 7th, which is free exit, right? Free OC that can turn into free exit, and it gives you 2 bonuses. That's what we call a double dip. So if you do 1,000, you get extra 1%. You do 10,000, you get extra 10%, right? And then when you convert that into OC, if you do 1,000, you still get additional 1%, 10,000 additional 10%. So you're double dipping on bonuses. So what ends is the build assist promotion.
Okay. Thank you for that. Let me see if there's any further questions. I think Charlene is asking, is it only with Opulence currency directly? I think she's asking if you need to buy the exit with upland currency directly, if I understand
Yes,
correctly.
yes.
Okay, there's more questions popping up.
Unless you wait till it's launched on the exchange, then you can go buy it directly from the exchange. But then you're getting it at the price that's available.
Okay, so another question came in. Until what time can you purchase in the back office on the 7th with the build of CIS?
I think you mentioned it, wasn't it? Was it you put the time, was it 11:59?
Um, yeah, they're confirming if at 11:59 is the time that it cuts off
Just before you turn to
to
the
get the
8th.
build assist promotion.
hmm
Okay.
So what happens on the 8th, we'll deposit all your bonuses for you. So you have it in your back office. So on the 12th, you can do the conversion.
Okay, so
By the
let
way,
me see,
everybody,
guys.
go to exitlab.io. Somebody put it in the chat. Go to exitlab.io on Facebook, Instagram, X, or TikTok. I don't know what you use, what platform you use. Watch the videos that I have there because every day I pull up a new information in that channel.
Okay, so
Exitlab,
one last.
exitlab.io, exitlab.io on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X. And you can watch the videos and keep up to date with us through that channel. Like, comment, be loud. Let's show the world our community.
Yes. I think one last question here is I tried to purchase it tonight, but it won't let me. I'm not sure what they're referring to. Exit or OC, I'm not sure.
OC is available. Exit is not available.
Okay. Any more questions before our CEO has to go? Any more questions? If not, let's close this amazing call. Thank you so much, our CEO. Your dedication to our success, it means everything to us. Thank you for dedicating your 1 hour to educating us so that we can succeed to the billion.
To the
And
billion.
thank you, each one of you that are on this call. Thank you so much from all parts of the world. Good night, good morning, and good day to the billion. One
To the
team,
billion.
one dream
One team
to the
to the
billion.
billion.
Have a blessed night, a blessed day, and a great night. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ramin. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your amazing comments, for your words of encouragement. Thank you so much. Aranya, thank you. Thank you. Tonight is my last time hosting. So it's been such an honor to learn with you guys on this journey. And I encourage each one of you, pick up the call. You know what? Ask yourself, what's the best thing that can happen? Take that leadership role and make that call. And this is what you need to grow in your organization and in your business. Take that leadership role. Don't let anything or anyone set you back. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of your comments, all of your love, and to the billion. Have a blessed night.